So are you looking for the best designers for summer 2023? I got you covered, and coming at number one might be my new signature scent, so stay tuned. Hey, what's going on, guys? Hunter here, and welcome back to my channel where I upload weekly fragrance content. So you already know what to do. Hit the subscribe button down below, and also be sure to check me out over on my Instagram page. But today, like I said, it's all about designer fragrances suited for summer of 2023. And of course, I always bring you guys bangers. If you are looking for niche fragrances, I did that video last week, so go ahead and check that out. But today is going to range from like cheapie designers all the way to very high-end designers. So let's not waste any time and get right into it. Coming in at number 10 might be one of the cheapest fragrances on this list, but it's still a banger for the summertime, and it is Jimmy Choo's Man Ice. So if you're looking for something that literally smells so refreshing like a lemonade drink, this is going to be for you without a doubt. This was actually one of the first fragrances I purchased a few years ago towards the beginning of my fragrance journey that I got for the summertime primarily, and honestly I've loved it ever since. It's so refreshing, so uplifting, and it's just amazing on a very hot sunny day. The only downside with this one, you guys might know what I'm about to say, is the performance is absolutely crap in my opinion. But if you are able to get past that poor performance with Jimmy Choo Man Ice, just reapply this one. It's so cheap, it's not really gonna break the bank or anything like that, and it's perfect for the summer. And at number 9 is also another cheapie that can be found at like local rack stores such as TJ Maxx, Burlington, Marshalls, etc. But this one's actually very, very good. And it does remind me of a higher end niche fragrance. It's coming from Hugo Boss, and this is Reverse. So this of course has a very nice juicy grapefruit opening that does resemble something like Roja Parfum's Elysium, one of my favorite niche fragrances hands down. And you literally just cannot go wrong with Hugo Reverse. Everybody around you is gonna absolutely love this one. You're gonna get compliments, you're gonna get attention with it. And I think you find this for like sub $30, which is a bargain for what you're actually getting. Now it has the same exact story as Jimmy Choo Man Ice, where the performance isn't that good. It's slightly better than Man Ice though, but still it is an eau de toilette. It's not gonna last you all day, maybe a couple of hours of decent projection, but that's all you're gonna need if you're going to like a pool party or something like that on a hot day. This will get the job done. All right, so coming in at number 8 is actually my favorite Acqua di Gio flanker for the summertime, and it is of course Profondo. I prefer this over Profumo, over the original, over the Eau de Parfum. It's just absolutely perfect for the summertime and has a very nice aquatic touch, especially in the opening. But it actually dries down with this nice aromatic kind of a twist to it that does make it pretty complex. And it also is pretty metallic in that dry down. I absolutely love this, and when I smell this, it actually transports me back to Florida when it's very sunny outside, palm trees everywhere, by the ocean. That's the exact vibe Profondo gives me. So if you're gonna pick one Acqua di Gio, especially in the high heat, you have to go with Profondo. It's better than Profondo Lights, it's better than Absolute Instinct, it's better than Absolute. This is the summertime Acqua di Gio to get. Number 7 happens to be another rack store cheapie that you can find at a bargain, and it happens to be a great alternative to Creed Aventus, the king of niche fragrances, and it's Banana Republic's Black Walnut Legend. When I tell you, if you're looking for one of the best budget Aventus alternatives, this one is the first one that comes to my mind without a doubt over any clones or anything like that. And the performance is actually respectable with this fragrance for the price tag. Of course, you're gonna get this very fruity, juicy opening. I'm not sure if it's pineapple, but it actually has this smoky incense note that kind of resembles the smoky batches of Aventus with that birch tar, with a hint of this black leather, rugged, masculine base. How I kind of describe it, it's kind of like Aventus and Tom Ford's ombre leather kind of made a baby and combined together. You get Black Walnut Legend, but it's just absolutely perfect for the high heat. If you want something that smells very masculine and you don't want to spend like $400 on Creed Aventus, absolutely do yourself a favor, pick this up for like 20 bucks at a rack store and you're going to be absolutely set. It's also very, very versatile, but I think in my opinion, it shines the best in the high heat like summertime. Number 6 happens to be one of the most hyped up cheapies in recent memory. This stuff just got so much hype, and in my opinion, I think it's worth it. And it is Missoni Wave. So this fragrance was popping up at like local rack stores and stuff. Now though, it is a little bit harder to find, but if you do your research online, you can snag a bottle at a fraction of the price. maybe around $40 or so, and I think at that price, it's absolutely well worth it. A Sony Wave opens up very, very citrusy, very aquatic, with some aromatic like lavender and things like that that mix in perfectly together. And this does kind of remind me of Chanel Allure Homme Sport, but I'm not actually the biggest fan of that scent profile. If you know me, I don't really talk high about that fragrance. Like, a lot of people love it. I prefer this over Chanel Allure Homme Sport any day of the week. Like, seriously, this is one of the best summer fragrances under $50 without a doubt. So if you can find it, just go ahead and blind buy it and you'll thank me later because it's that good. And for being a freshie aquatic, the performance is actually very, very decent, around average performance. No complaints whatsoever with Sony Wave. Finally, in our top 5 designer summer 2023 fragrances, this one is a brand new 2023 release, but you can find it at a huge discount. And I recently mentioned it in my vlogs, and it is CK1 Reflections, guys. So this one is actually very, very solid. I'm not usually the biggest fan of Calvin Klein fragrances, but this one shocked me. How I describe it, it has this like cooling, icy nature about it, especially upon a first spray. Like when you first smell it, you get this kind of refreshing, icy vibe. It kind of reminds me of like those Lipton citrus iced tea drinks. That's the vibe I get with this one, and it's so well done. And honestly, very, very unique. So hats off to Calvin Klein for making something like this. And it's kind of crazy how this fragrance just came out and it's already popping up at Burlington. I don't know what's going on with Calvin Klein's. It's just like bypassing Macy's and the department stores and going straight to the rack stores because nobody's really buying these at retail price anymore. But for the $20 price tag, you'll find this at Burlington. If you come across it, guys, just go ahead and pick up a bottle or even a backup because it's that good. And it's not really the best performer either, so you're gonna wanna reapply this all the time, which I honestly don't mind, especially at this price tag and just how good this fragrance smells. Number 4 is actually a brand new fragrance and also a brand new fragrance in my collection. When I first got it in, I was like, yeah, this absolutely has to make my designer list without a doubt. And it's coming from Tumi. It's the brand new Awaken Distilled. So if you are familiar with the original Awaken, it's basically just an extrait de parfum version of that scent profile. And that scent profile I absolutely adore. Very nice kind of tart grapefruit in the opening that dries down. Very green, slightly earthy with a nice woody base. And that's exactly what you get with this one, just like 10 times stronger. So if you're looking for a freshie for the summertime that is just a beast mode performer, it's gonna last you like 12 plus hours on skin of longevity, absolutely get your nose on Awaken Distilled. Such a nuclear performing fragrance for this kind of scent DNA. And I prefer it over the original Awaken any day of the week, guys. This is just a much, much better, well-rounded version of it. And it's actually kind of rare to have an extrait de parfum, freshy, kind of citrusy fragrance like you have with this one. So Tumi did a great job. And if you aren't familiar with the house of Tumi, they are a luggage company with some of the most high quality kind of suitcases and things like that with these very nice locks that kind of resembles a lock you have on this cap, which is so cool and unique that you actually lock it on and it stays in the place. But yeah, definitely check this one out if you're looking for a beast mode nuclear freshie. For the top 3, these are the best of the best designers in my opinion. They all could be like interchangeable at the number 1 spot, but I had to pick one for number 3, and it is coming from the house of Phlur, and this is of course Tangerine Boy. When I say this is one of the most mouth-watering, juicy, refreshing fragrances I have ever had the pleasure of getting my nose on, I absolutely mean that, guys. I adore this stuff so much. And for me personally, I'm not usually the biggest fan of the note of tangerine in a lot of fragrances, but whatever Phlur did in this fragrance is so good. I mean, seriously, this smells like something you can just take off the cap and drink. Don't do that though, but it is that realistic, that natural smelling, that refreshing, that it smells like a beverage. And you can find these, of course, at like Sephora and stuff like that. And I think for a fragrance under $100, this is a no-brainer. If you have a $100 budget, you want the best summer fragrance, this is it right here in this bottle, without a doubt. I mean, you don't even have to take my word for it, guys. Go into a Sephora, go to the Phlur counter, pick up Tangerine, spray it, and you'll fall in love. I've been wearing this fragrance so much, and even just at home, if I want something to put me in a good mood, I spray this stuff on and instantly puts a smile on my face. So coming in at number 2, which actually was listed at the number 1 spot in this list until I got a bottle of the number 1 and instantly took its place just like that. But this could also easily be the number 1, and it is coming from Louis Vuitton. This, of course, is Afternoon Swim. Just like that name says, guys, this literally smells like just being by a poolside on a hot, like 100-degree day. Very, very juicy, just like Tangerine Boy, where this actually does get kind of compared to Tangerine Boy. They do go in like separate directions, but they give off that same kind of realm. So if you don't want to spend $300 plus on afternoon swim, but you want that kind of vibe from a fragrance, Tangerine Boy is for you. But this one is obviously higher quality. It's Louis Vuitton, one of my favorite designers of all time, made by one of my favorite perfumers of all time, Jack Cavalier, who also made the #1 fragrance spot as well. Great perfumer, but this literally just smells like summertime bottled up in a fragrance. I can't even think of something that gives off more of a summer vibe than afternoon swim. And what's cool about this one is it doesn't really go in an aquatic kind of vibe where it's very salty, marine, which I'm not usually the biggest fan of, so it doesn't smell like the ocean. But what's weird is it does kind of smell like a pool with like chlorine, things like that. Very, very watery feeling. And of course, it's like overdosed with this mandarin orange in the top. And that's basically where you're gonna get it. It's not a complex fragrance. It's very, very linear, but being linear isn't always the worst thing. And this proves it right here. And of course, Louis Vuitton does have a bunch of freshies, especially in the cologne collection, like On the Beach, Pacific Chill, City of Stars, etc. But in my opinion, this is by far the best. I know a lot of people are talking about Pacific Chill. I'm not a big fan of it. I do own it right over here, and that absolutely was not making this list. However, Afternoon Swim is the best freshie from Louis Vuitton. Finally, coming to the #1 spot, which is my new baby in my collection, guys. Just got a bottle actually yesterday at the time of recording this. And this is one of my favorite scent DNAs by far, and this is the one that started it all. And it's coming from Bvlgari. You guys already probably know what it is. It is the one and only Tygar with that tiger gemstone on the top. Absolutely beautiful fragrance, and I think is my new signature scent, guys, overtaking even Louis Vuitton L'Immensité, which this does get compared to. Of course, I also own Vibrato, which is similar to it as well, but this one's a lot more sharp, a little bit stronger as well, and I think just suits me perfectly. Of course, you get this zesty, a little bit tart grapefruit in the opening that's very, very juicy. That dries down, you get this zesty ginger, a little bit spicy ginger, but you get this very woody ambroxan base that is to die for. And this is also the most expensive fragrance in this list, going for $400 after tax, which is crazy. Of course, there are alternatives at a much more affordable price, like Alexandria Fragrance's Black Panther, which I do have. Of course, you also have Dua's Enter the Tiger, which I own as well. Both fantastic, and they did tie me over until I finally got a bottle of Tygar. Those two fragrances get this scent profile probably around 90%, but I'm telling you that extra percent of Tygar is so, so special. Those two just cannot match the feeling this gives you when you spray this on. You automatically just turn into a king. So I think if you do have $400 laying around, you want the best of the best, I think it's worth it just to go ahead and get the real thing Tygar over the colognes. But if you are on a budget, those will do. Trust me, they do get that scent profile because there's not much going on. I think there's like 3 or 4 notes in this entire fragrance. But I guess that's all Jack Cavalier really needs to make such a beautiful, outstanding fragrance. It's also very, very versatile, even though it does shine primarily in the summertime, but can be worn in the winter, fall, and spring easily. Yeah, I'm addicted to this fragrance, and you guys will probably be seeing this a lot in my weekly fragrance rotation because I have a feeling I'll be pulling this out a ton. But that's gonna do it for my top 10 designers for summer 2023. Let me know down below some designers you guys are reaching for the hot summer days. I'm very interested. But besides that, leave a like, comment down below, subscribe if you guys haven't already. And of course, I'll see all of you back here in my next upload. Take care, everybody.